Hello and very welcome everyone to this particular session of the current affairs. Today we are going to learn the current affairs for 6th of June 2024. So let's start and see that what we can learn from this particular day. So the first thing that we have today in our session is the index, and let's see that what are the things we can learn. So I have some international, national and banking news. After that, we will discuss science and technology, important days, appointments and resignation, ranks and reports, summits and conference, and at last, I will summarize all the topics that we have learned in this particular session. Before we start, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Okay, so first news that is coming to us is regarding that India participated at ITU WSIS plus 20 forum high level event held in Geneva. So as we know that a particular event was going to be held in Geneva, that is for the AI for Good Global Summit, and that was the theme, that was the basic principle behind this particular summit. So let's see that what exactly it was. So India participated at World Summit on the Information Society Forum High Level Event 2024. It was held in Geneva, Switzerland. The Indian delegation was led by Neeraj Verma, Additional Secretary, Department of Telecommunication, Ministry of Communication, Government of India. India also participated in AI for Good Global Summit held at International Conference Center, Geneva from 30th of May to 31st of May 2024. The summit was organized by the International Telecommunication Union in partnership with 40 UN sister agencies and co-convened with the government of Switzerland. ITU initially established in 1865 as the International Telegraph Union, which later renamed the International Telecommunication Union in 1934. So that's all about this. Please remember that World Summit on the Information Society Forum High Level Event 2024, it was held in Geneva, Switzerland, and India participated. And who participated from Indian side? So the Secretary of the Department of Telecommunication, Ministry of Communication, Neeraj Verma participated, and also participated in AI for Good, a global summit for the International Conference Current Center, Geneva. Netherlands becomes India's third largest export destination in financial year 24 after US, UAE. So according to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Netherlands has emerged as India's third largest export destination in the financial year 24, following United States and United Arab Emirates. India's exports to the Netherlands increased by 3.5% to USD 22.36 billion in financial year 24 compared to USD 21.61 billion in financial year 23, despite a decline in India's overall product shipment by more than 3%. So even because of that, even because there was a decline by 3% in the product shipment, India exports to Netherlands has been increased by 3.5%. And if we got to know that Netherlands has emerged as India's third largest export destination. The trade surplus with the Netherlands increased to USD 17.4 billion in the current year and includes the shipments of petroleum products, electrical goods, chemicals and pharmaceuticals. Bilateral trade between India and Netherlands slightly fell to USD 27.34 billion in the financial year 24 compared to USD 27.58 billion in the financial year 23. European hub with the efficient ports and European Union connectivity through road, railways and waterways. So this is all about Netherlands. Netherlands is basically situated on the northwestern side of Europe and just besides the North Sea. And if we talk more about the Netherlands, then the capital of Netherlands is Amsterdam. And Netherlands is famous for polders. And basically, the Netherlands is a is a country that is at very low mean sea level, situated at very low mean sea level. And for that purpose, they have also made embankments on their coast so that the particular water from the sea does not enter into their country. And also, if we talk about more about Netherlands famous city is Holland. So sometimes Netherlands is also known as Holland. And another point that we can add to that is that the another city that is found in Netherlands is Hague, where the International Court of Justice is found. So remember, Netherlands has found to be the India's third largest export destination so far after USA and UAE. So the first one is USA, second one is UAE. India shifting oil dynamics, Russia emerges as the top suppliers. So amidst tightening Western sanctions, India's reliance on Russian oil has seen a significant shift. Despite a decline in imports due to sanction related challenges, Russia has maintained its position as India's leading oil supplier. This marks the second consecutive year that Russia has been India's top oil supplier so far. So remember that India has not taken any side during the Russia and Ukraine war. And recently, the Ukrainian president he also said that it is not okay that India is not taking any side. India should take a side. And just because of India is not taking any side, and India is also importing the oil from Russia, lot of sanctions have been imposed on India on its particular type of import and export things. But still, for the second consecutive year, India is the largest importer of crude oil that is from Russia. Nota creates records in MP's Indore Lok Sabha seat. So none of the above. I hope you must have seen this option in this kind of uh, panel which you have seen during the election time. So Nota has created a record with 2.18 lakh voters in Madhya Pradesh, Indore, opting for the none of the above options in the Lok Sabha elections. Of the total voters, 14.01% choose none of the above. The Nota option was introduced in 2013 following a Supreme Court order. So remember, recently Nota has created a record in Indore's MP election, that is the Lok Sabha election, and the number of vote that has gone to a high is 14.01%. Bombay High Court rules against PSU banks power to issue lookout circulars. So Bombay High Court has ruled the public sector banks lacks the legal authority to issue lookout circular against the defaulting borrowers. The verdict invalidates all LOCs issued by such banks. The ruling was based on the challenge to a clause in a government memorandum. So now the Bombay High Court, they have released a ruling, a circular, a lookout circular for those particular people who have borrowed the money from the bank but are now become defaulters. So for that purpose, Bombay High Court has issued this particular ruling. ILO World Employment and Social Outlook. Global unemployment rate to drop slightly at 4.9%. So according to the International Labour Organization, World Employment and Social Outlook magazine, May 2024 updated projects the global unemployment rate to drop slightly to 4.9% in 2024, down from 5.0% in 2023. The report highlights persistent inequalities, particularly impacting women in low-income countries, and analyzes current expectations for achieving sustainable development goals related to poverty and informality. So for this purpose, this particular type of magazine has been, or this particular type of data has been published, under which they have said that unemployment rate to drop slightly to 4.9%. The job gaps in 2024 is estimated to add 402 million individuals, including 183 million classified as unemployed. Women face disproportionate challenges with the job gaps of 22.8% compared to 15.3%. Informal employment has risen from 1.7 billion in 2005 to 2.0 billion in 2024. SEBI sets up ad hoc committee to review ownership eco-structure of clearing corporations. So recently, the Security Exchange Board of India, they have established ad hoc committee to review the ownership and economic structure of clearing corporations. and suggest measures to ensure they function as a resilient, independent, and neutral risk managers. The committee will be chaired by Usha Thorat, former Deputy Governor of the RBI. Committee will examine the feasibility of expanding the list of eligible investors permitted to take shareholdings in the clearing corporation and suggest categories of investors who can acquire shareholdings. So basically, SEBI has now introduced an ad hoc committee to review the ownership eco-structure of clearing corporations to put transparency and to see that if the things are going on the guidelines basis and on the basis of regularity. It will also be review the need to change the shareholding limit to different entities in clearing or corporation. The current ownership structure of clearing corporation is dominated by the parent exchange, with all clearing corporations under regularity purview being subsidiaries of their parent exchanges. PNB IIFCL signed MOU to finance infrastructure projects. So PNB, Punjab National Bank, and Indian Infrastructure Finance Company have signed memorandum to provide long-term financial assistance for viable infrastructure projects. MOU was signed in the presence of Atul Kumar Goyal, Managing Director and CEO of PNB, and Padmanabhan Raja Jaishankar. Under this MOU, the parties can mutually participate through a consortium or multiple lending arrangement, ensuring financial support for prospective borrowers. IIFCL is a wholly owned Government of India company incorporated under the Companies Act in January 2006. So basically, the Punjab National Bank is now coming together with IIFCL to provide long-term financial assistance. Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance rebrands to Edelweiss Life Insurance. So Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance Company Limited has been rebranded as Edelweiss Life Insurance with a refreshed logo while retaining its brand position of Zindagi Unlimited. So remember, all the banking students, this particular point could come into your exam. The rebranding effort underscores the company's dedication to innovation, simplicity, and customer-centric approach. Since its inception, the life insurer has grown at a compound annual growth rate of 40%. Financial year 24, Edelweiss Life Insurance reported claim settlement ratio to 99.23% and National Pension Scheme indicator of customer satisfaction of 56. Edelweiss Life Insurance, formerly Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance, established nationwide operations in July 2011, headquartered in Mumbai. So remember the name, Edelweiss Tokyo is now being termed as Edelweiss Life Insurance. CCI approved acquisition in IRB Infrastructure Trust and MMK Toll Road Private Limited by Sintra. So on 4th of June, the Competition Commission of India approved the proposed combination involving the acquisition of IRB Infrastructure Trust and MMK Toll Road Private Limited by Sintra. CCI approved the proposed combination involving the acquisition of IRB Infrastructure Trust in Meerut Badaun Expressway Limited. The CCI established on 14th of October 2003 under the Competition Act of 2002 and was duly constituted in 2009. Headquartered in New Delhi, and who is the chairperson? Ravneet Kaur. So CCI has approved the acquisition, and CCI is basically an authority that approves acquisition and mergers. So they have approved the acquisition in IRB Infrastructure Trust and MMK Toll Road Limited by Sintra. CBIC chairperson inaugurates GST Bhavan at Rohtak, Haryana. So the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, HRI Sanjay Kumar Agarwal, officially launched the GST Bhavan in Rohtak, Haryana. The complex served as the official premises of the Central Board of Indirect Taxes, Rohtak Commissionerate. The inaugural ceremony attended by Shri Shashank Priya, member of CBIC, along with the officers and staff from the CGST Rohtak Commissionerate. So remember, CBIC chairperson inaugurated GST Bhavan at Rohtak, Haryana recently. Axis Bank and Bajaj Alliance forged Bank Assurance Alliance. So we discussed it a lot of times. Just revise it. So Axis Bank was in knowledge for two things. One is they have collaborated with Mastercard to create new type of sound box, and another one that they were coming together with the Bajaj Alliance to create Bank Assurance Alliance. What is Bank Assurance Alliance? Basically, when a banking service and an insurance service coming together to create an environment for the customers to provide banking facility as well as the insurance facility, that is called bank assurance. So Axis Bank and Bajaj Alliance General Insurance have formed strategic bank assurance partnership. The collaboration aims to boost insurance penetration and financial inclusion in India. Bajaj Alliance General Insurance products will be distributed across Axis Bank extensive network of over 5,250 branches. NPCI International and Reserve Bank of Peru forged landmark partnership for UPI payments. So now NPCI and Reserve Bank of Peru are coming together to introduce UPI like real-time payment system in Peru. Peru is a country that is found in South America. This collaboration marks a significant move for South Americans. The initiative aims to revolutionize Peru's financial landscape, fostering economic growth and financial inclusion. Arca FinCap expands financial solutions with IRDAI license. So recently, Arca FinCap Limited, a subsidiary of Kirloskar Oil Engines, has obtained corporate agency license from the IRDAI. The license allows Arca to venture into insurance distribution. The move enhances Arca's existing financial solutions portfolio to meet customer needs comprehensively. So for this purpose, Arca FinCap has expanded the financial solutions with IRDAI. SEBI forms committee to review clearing corporations. So recently SEBI, the Security Exchange Board of India, they have established a committee to access and propose enhancement to the ownership and economic framework of clearing corporations. We discussed it recently, so let's just revise it. The committee is chaired by Usha Thorat, former Deputy Governor of the RBI. Remember this thing. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare signed MOU with Ministry of Defense to set up dedicated tele-menace cell for armed forces. So, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare signed a memorandum with Defense Ministry to dedicated tele-mental health assistance and networking across states cell for the armed forces. The tele-menace cell, a national tele-mental health helpline, will operate as a pilot project for 2 years at the Armed Forces Medical College in Pune. The MOU was signed by Ardhana Patnaik, Additional Secretary and Managing Director of the National Health Mission, and Lieutenant General Daljit Singh, Director General of AFMS. Telemenace, an extension of the District Mental Health Program, offered 24/7 telemental health service through a toll-free number 14416 available in each state and union territory. Since its inception in October 2022, Telemenace received over 10 lakh calls and managed over 3,500 calls daily. So remember this thing, Telemenace, it is under the supervision of Ministry of Health and Ministry of Defense. Armed Force Medical Service signed MOU with IIT Hyderabad for a collaborative research and training. So Armed Force Medical Service are coming together with IIT Hyderabad to collaborate on research and training. And this was signed by the Armed Force Medical Service Director General, Mr. Lieutenant General Daljit Singh, and Professor Buddha Raju Srinivasa Murthy. The collaboration aims to foster innovation, research in developing novel medical devices and addressing health issues. Area of collaboration include drone-based patient transport, telemedicine innovation. MOU also facilitate student exchange program, short-term course for undergraduate and faculty exchange initiative. Over 50% of the world's mangroves is at risk of collapse. So climate change leading factor according to IUCN. So according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, Red List of Mangrove Ecosystem, over 50% of the world's mangrove ecosystem are at risk of collapse, with nearly 1 in 5 facing severe risk. So mangrove forests are basically found in the delta region. Whenever you go to a delta region like the Godavari Delta, Krishna Delta, Kaveri Delta, or the very famous Sundarban Delta. You will find these forests that are the mangrove forest. They are particularly grown in the peat and marsh soil. So according to the IUCN, they are under the red list. That they are saying that 50% of the mangroves ecosystem of the world is at the risk of collapse. The reason is climate change. Climate change poses serious threat to 33% of the mangrove ecosystem globally. This is the first global mangrove assessment for the IUCN Red List of Ecosystem. The assessment marks the first time an ecosystem group has been evaluated entirely across the North using the IUCN Red List of Ecosystem. IUCN was established in 1948, headquartered in Gland, Switzerland. Russian cosmonaut becomes the first person to spend 1,000 cumulative days in space. So, Roscosmos State Corporation cosmonaut Oleg Kononenko has become the first person to spend 1,000 cumulative days in space. So, cosmonaut is a term that is generally used in Russia to refer any astronaut. Okay, and the Oleg Kononenko, who has cumulatively done 1,000 days in space, has become the first person who has done this thing so far. He currently works at the International Space Station. Achievement marks a world record in terms of total space flight duration. Remember the name? Oleg Kononenko. 12 countries signed Zero Debris Charter pivot to space sustainability. So 12 countries signed the Zero Debris Charter, a landmark initiative led by European Space Agency. The charter addresses the pressing issue of space debris, unveiled in 2023. It commits signatories to achieve debris neutral space activities by 2030. So under this, 12 countries have signed Zero Debris Charter. Ministry of Defense signs a memorandum to expand Sparsh service centers. So Ministry of Defense has signed a memorandum with 4 prominent banks. The MOU established Sparsh service centers across 1,128 branches nationwide. It is a web-based system facilitate streamlined pension processing and direct crediting to defense pensioners' bank account. So for this purpose, Sparsh service center has been introduced so that the swift movement and the smooth transactions of the pensions into the account of the defense personnels. So remember, what is Sparsh? Sparsh is related to the disbursement of the pension into the veterans account. World Environment Day, we discussed in the last session also, is on 5th of June. So United Nations World Environment Day is observed annually on 5th of June. And the event was led by the United Nations Environment Program. The theme is land restoration, desertification and drought resilience. Under the slogan, Our Land, Our Future. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is the global host of the World Environment Day. First ever World Environment Day was observed on 5th of June 1973. Another one on 5th of June, International Day for the fight against illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. So the United Nations International Day for the fight against illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing, observed annually on 5th of June. 2024 observance marks the 7th International Day for the fight against IUU fishing. In 2017, the UN General Assembly adopted this resolution. First UN recognized International Day for the fight against IUU was observed on 5th of June. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations leads international efforts to defeat hunger and is headquartered in Rome, Italy. PM launches Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam campaign. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam campaign to commemorate World Environment Day. He planted a peepal tree sapling at Buddh Jayanti Park in Delhi. Union Minister, Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav and Delhi Lieutenant Governor Vinay Kumar Saxena accompanied him. And under this, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam campaign was launched. UN Russian Language Day. So UN Russian Language Day is observed annually on 6th of June. The day was established by UNESCO in 2010. It is dedicated to promoting the study and appreciation of the Russian language. The day coincides with the birthday of Alexander Pushkin, one of the most prominent Russian writers and creators. So remember this, the UN Russian Language Day is also on 6th of June. Supreme Court reconstitute Gender Sensitization and Internal Complaint Committee, appoint Justice Hema Kohli as the chairperson. So 31st of May 2024, Supreme Court reconstituted Gender Sensitization and Internal Complaint Committee, appointing Justice Hema Kohli as the chairperson. The committee comprises 12 members from various fields, appointment by the Chief Justice of India. Dr. Sugdha Preetham, Additional Registrar, will serve as the member secretary, with Justice B.V. Nagrathan and Advocate Soumyajit Pani. Other members include Shruti Pandey, Jaideep Gupta, Leni Chaudhary, Menaka Guruswamy, Meenakshi Arora, and Mahalakshmi Pawani. Justice Hema Kohli, appointed as the Additional Standing Counsel Civil for the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi in 2004, and has served in various judicial capacities since. So remember, the reappointment of the Gender Sensitization Committee for the internal complaints has been appointed, with the chairperson Ms. Hema Kohli. Sheikh Sabah Khalid Al Hamad Al Mubarak Al Sabah, sworn in as the Crown Prince of Kuwait. So Kuwait, you must know, is a small country that exists just besides Iraq in the Middle East. So we just call him Al Mubarak. He has been sworn in as the Crown Prince of Kuwait before Amir Sheikh Mesa Al Ahmad Al Zabar Al Sabah. The ceremony followed an Imri order formally nominating Sheikh Sabah as the Crown Prince. Nomination marks the first time Kuwait Crown Prince is named whose father has not ruled as Amir. Sheikh Sabah has served as the Kuwait Prime Minister from 2019 to 2022 and Foreign Minister from 2011 to 2019. Also served as Kuwait Ambassador to Saudi Arabia and as the Chief of the National Security. Om Birla becomes the first Lok Sabha Speaker in 20 years to be re-elected as the Member of Parliament. So Om Birla, the incumbent Lok Sabha Speaker, has been re-elected as the MP for the Kota parliamentary seat. He won the resounding margin of 41,139 votes. Birla is the first presiding officer in 20 years to be re-elected to the lower house of Parliament. So it has been 20 years since the last speaker was re-elected from his constituency, and now Mr. Om Birla is re-elected from his constituency. Rakesh Mohan Joshi appointed as the Vice Chancellor of IIFT. So Rakesh Mohan Joshi, an international trade and management expert, has been appointed as the Vice Chancellor of the Indian Institute of the Foreign Trade. IIFT is a prestigious business school under the Ministry of Commerce. QS World University Ranking, IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi among the top 150. MIT topped the list consecutively once again. So according to the Quacquarelli-Symonds World University Ranking 2025, IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi are only two Indian institutes featured among 150 universities. IIT Bombay retained first position as the best higher education institute in India, ranking 118th globally, while IIT Delhi improvised its ranking from 197 in 2024 to 150 in 2025. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Cambridge, USA, has topped the list globally for the 13th time. Delhi-based Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University received a prestigious Rising Star Award from the QS World Ranking. QS World University Ranking 2025 is the 21st edition, featuring 1,500 universities across 105 higher education systems. India to host 81st IATA Annual General Meeting in 2025. So India will host the prestigious 81st International Air Transport Association Annual General Meeting in 2025. So this was the 81st International Air Transport Association General Meeting. The event marks the return to India after 42 years. Scheduled from 8th to 10th of June, will convene in Delhi. This will be the third time Delhi has hosted the AGM following events in 1958 and 1983. So let's just revise that what we have learned so far in this session. So the first thing that is India participated at ITU's WSIS plus 20 forum high level event held in Geneva. Netherlands becomes India's third largest export destination in financial year 24 after US, UAE. Remember this point very well. India shifting oil dynamics. Russia emerges as a top suppliers despite sanctions. Nota creates record in MPs Indore Lok Sabha seat elections. Bombay High Court rules against PSU banks power to issue lockout circulars. ILO World Employment and Social Outlook, global unemployment rate to drop slightly to 4.9%. SEBI sets up ad hoc committee to review ownership eco-structure of clearing corporations. PNB IIFCL sign MOU to finance infrastructure projects. Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance rebrands to Edelweiss Life Insurance. CCI approved acquisition in IRB Infrastructure Trust and MMK Toll Road Private Limited by Sintra. CBIC chairperson inaugurates GST Bhavan at Rohtak, Haryana. Axis Bank Bajaj Alliance forge bank assurance. NPCI International and Reserve Bank of Peru forge landmark partnership for UPI payments. Arca FinCap expand financial solutions with IRDAI, that is Indian Regulatory Development Authority of India. SEBI forms committee to review clearing of corporations. Ministry of Health is collaborating with Ministry of Defense to set up Tel Manas Cell for Armed Forces. AFMS signed MOU with IIT Hyderabad for collaborative research and training. 50% of world's mangroves is at risk of collapse, climate change leading factors IUCN. Russian cosmonaut becomes the first person to spend 1,000 cumulative days in space. 12 countries signed Zero Debris Charter, pivot to space sustainability. Ministry of Defense signs MOU to expand SPERSH service centers for the disbursement of pensions to the defense veterans. World Environment Day 2024, International Day for the Fight Against Illegal, Unreported, Unregulated Fishing 2024. PM launches Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam campaign. UN Russian Language Day 2024. Supreme Court reconstitutes Gender Sensitization and Internal Complaint Committee. Hima Kohli to be as the chairperson of this committee. Al-Hamad Al-Mubarak Al-Sabah sworn in as the Crown Prince of Kuwait. Om Birla becomes first Lok Sabha Speaker in 20 years to be re-elected as MP. Rakesh Mohan Joshi appointed as the Vice Chancellor of IIFT. QS World University Ranking, IIT Bombay topped in Indian universities and MIT from America is the top university in the rankings. India to host 81st IATA Annual General Meeting in 2025. And that's it in this session. I hope you learned a lot of things in this particular day and you have gained a lot of knowledge from this particular current affairs. I hope you noted down all the things and we'll meet you soon in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care everyone and see you soon.